Welcome back, everyone, to the Armchair Bookers podcast. I'm sure you listened to my Night 1 predictions, so here I am, the ref, ready to give you my Night 2 predictions for SummerSlam 2025. My Night 1 predictions were most likely and are going to be perfect, but just like Night 1, Night 2, lots of big names, lots of big stipulations, lots of big titles on the line. Lots of youth on the card. I really want to put some shine to how many younger stars are participating in SummerSlam this year. It's a great time for the youth to take over. Will somebody steal the show? Did somebody steal the show on Night 1? Will this be topped? We're going to find out. I personally feel like, oh man, I just questioned myself on this, and it was a terrible idea because I don't have an answer. I think Night 2 is going to shine bigger. It's going to be more chaotic, and I'll get to that in just a second. Because before I get to that, I'm just going to shout out my buddy, an original armchair booker, one of the original 5. We were talking predictions. I let him know some of mine. He is the original producer of the show. He now runs Ropes and Riffs. He's the host extraordinaire. They talk about music. He's a composer, phenomenal. He writes entrance music. He talks music. He does interviews with wrestlers, musicians, all about how music creates character and how to build up to that place of making it all come together. But as I said, we were talking about predictions. And he thinks he's going to be more successful on his than I am. So here's the challenge. I have the Armchair Bookers Predictions Championship. I have the side plates to go along with it. So, sir, now that the forbidden door has been broken down by so many different companies, including WWE with their amazing partnership with TNA, you want to come step through the forbidden door? Challenge for the belt? The Armchair Bookers Predictions Championship belt? I await your answer. But while I wait, I'll talk about my Night 2 predictions. Again, I have notes because it's just stacked. Just stacked. I'm so great, I rock the world. Alright, so Night 2. Again, I'm not sure the lineup for the card. I'm not sure if this first match I'm going to talk about, because I have to talk about it at the start. I'm assuming this is on Night 2, because I think they're going to stack it 6 and 6. If it's not on Night 2, I apologize. Listen to Night 1, just add this over there. Anyway, we're talking about a holy cow kind of match. We have the Wyatt 6 versus DIY versus Street Profits versus Fraxia versus Motor City Machine Guns versus Andrade and Rey Fenix in a TLC match for the WWE Tag Team Championships. That's 12 dudes. So all I can say about this is mayhem, car crash, craziness, fun match. I don't expect this to go on first. It's going to break up somewhere in the middle because it's purely just, it's going to be wild and it's going to be fun. And TLC matches bring out the big moments. Will it be wrestling? No. Spots? Yes. Crazy spots? Yes. Look at the guys in this match. So we got here through weeks and weeks of tag team interference in different matches. Different. It didn't matter who was in there. It's tag team. Somebody's interfering. Backstage tension between tag teams. White 6, the current champions. I do expect them to retain. I hope, my big hope is that there's no run-ins involved. There's 12 people involved. Tables, ladders, chairs. Oh my! Sorry. So we're going to have enough. We don't need anybody else involved. And I say that because the White 6, there's a whole bunch of different members. But I wouldn't see them. There would be no reason. It doesn't fit them to get involved in this match. It's just going to be a blast. Ray Phoenix is going to hit some stuff that's going to blow your minds. Montez Ford is going to jump off something, a frog splash from real high up. The Motor City Machine Guns are known for big matches. They're icons in the tag team circuit across the world, across promotions. DIY with Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, Mr. Wrestling. This is going to be bonkers, and I'm excited. And I'm excited because it will be fun. And it'll be a nice breakup between matches that I think will be very technical and very storytelling driven. Between what matches those are, I have no idea. But where do I go? I want to make sure I break this up in a good way, because these matches are a lot of fun, and I'm a mark for quite a few wrestlers involved. So let's go on to Dirty Dom versus AJ Styles for the Intercontinental Championship. It was supposed to happen on Saturday night main event. Dom actually did get slightly banged up ahead of that event, was not medically cleared. It was good that it happened because the build leading up to SummerSlam now has been really fun. AJ has tapped into a bit of his comedic side, kind of like popping up on Dominic Mysterio while he's doing interviews behind different things and different characters and stuff. It was a lot of fun. It just fits with Dom's character. Not that he's not a serious wrestler. He has a very nice comedic side to him. So, with that being said, Intercontinental Championship, I love Dirty Dom, Dominic Mysterio, the heel in the scenario. AJ Styles, again, iconic, winding down his career. I see him putting over and allowing Dom to hold on to the Intercontinental Championship. I will not be surprised if he drops it. If he does, if AJ Styles wins that belt, Dominic Mysterio will win the AAA Mega Championship belt from Vikingo in the very near future, because now the WWE officially owns AAA down in Mexico. Things are going to be very, very fun and interesting down there. I see Dominic Mysterio going and winning that belt if he does lose to AJ Styles, or at some point, for sure. I think it'll be a top 2-3 match of the weekend because they're both so great with a fun, fast-paced, high flying style with good power moves, great blend of different styles of wrestling with Lucha Libre, with New Japan, with the WWE style. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think Dom retains. I expect a ton of shenanigans. Full-on shenanigans. It's all to keep the belt on Dom. I want Styles. I love AJ Styles. I want to see him wind down his career with a belt on the line. Hopefully it's not the Intercontinental Championship. Got the dump on it. I want to see him back in the main event, belt on his retirement tour. We'll see what happens. I know he's on the backside. He has said so himself. Dom loses if Judgment Day turns. I really see that probably being the only way he loses, unless they full-on plan on Dom going over to AAA. Which he'll, oh my goodness, the reactions he's had already when he's gone and made appearances there. Holy nuclear heat. He's terrific. Big fan of the kid. I know people go back and forth with him and say he has go-away heat. I don't agree. I think he has absolutely incredible heat, natural heat. He's embraced his character and just really run away with it, with different people involved as well, right? You had Damian Priest in Judgment Day, he's out. You had Carlito in, he's out. You have Liv Morgan coming out of it after Rhea Ripley was his original mommy, and then you have Liv Mommy, and now she's out. Roxanne Perez playing games. Raquel Rodriguez. He has played off of so many different types of characters. Big fan of Dom, but I do expect him to retain. I'm going to save the match I have next on this list because I want to talk about it more towards the end, because I want to talk about marking out. I'm not even going to mark out. But before I mark out, subscribe. Talk about it. Tell people. Comment. Like the Armchair Bookers podcast and Ropes and Rips. John Kiernan. Challenge or not. I love you. I wait your answer. Check us all out. The Armchair Bookers podcast. Now, I'm gonna go on to Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria. I'm going to tongue twist that, so bear with me. It is for the Intercontinental Championship for the women's side. I don't even know why that's a point. It's for the Intercontinental Championship. How did we get here? Lots of drama, lots of history. So To keep it short on the Lyra and Becky connection, Lyra is looked up to as both Irish-born wrestlers. Lyra has looked up to Becky her entire career. They had tag team championships together. They split up after they lost by Becky turning on Lyra. Made Lyra hold her arm up after Becky shenaniganly beat her for the Intercontinental Championship, which she now holds. Bayley has been involved. Lyra beat her at Evolution. Again, women's event. It was absolutely phenomenal, top to bottom. Lyra won that match to earn this match against Becky, a rematch. They have great history. It's been a lot of fun watching their build. I do recommend watching the Evolution, no pun intended, if you get the opportunity to see the highlights. This is going to be wrestling. It's going to be wrestling at its finest. This is going to be a really amazing wrestling match. I expect Becky to lean into the Hogan Lynch character that she's playing, where a lot of the internet wrestling community is saying that, she doesn't put people over. Dirt sheet, dirt alert. I'm not leaning into that. What I'm going to focus on is Becky doing what she has to do to get the heat, the proper heat, to make sure that Lyra, who is going to win the belt, gets that big old spotlight, that big shine. Becky's amazing at that in those big moments, and I do believe that this match will be top 2 or 3. Big question: where do they go from here? Does Becky take time off? We have Bayley waiting, to get another shot really at the belt. I prefer to see her go up to the main event, Bayley that is, and get back into the championship tier, the threat for the championship. She's just so amazing. She is the women's division version of Sami Zayn, where they'll never disappoint you. They don't typically win the big belts. They always should, and our minds explode when it does happen. They're just so good at what they do. Could we see a run-in from Bayley? I'm not sure, but I am very excited to see where it will go next, because I think this will be a nice handing of the torch over to Lyra, and we will see some new youth step into it. Youth. We got Lyra against a vet. We go back to it. We have Wyatt Six, who are vets in the industry, but Joe Gacy, man, he came up from the Indies. I'll talk about him at a different time. You also have DIY, who, again, been in the business, but youthful in terms of being on the main card. Street Profits still young. Fraxium just coming up from NXT. Andrade has the vet experience, but Ray Phoenix is accomplished across companies. You have Dirty Dom young. Ray Phoenix young in terms of WWE artists. I want to go back to him. So, with the youth movement, Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu. I lean in because that's my guy. Jacob Fatu, let me say something about Jacob Fatu. I've been a fan of him for so long. Following him in MLW, we had a record-breaking run with their championship. Through COVID, he was incredible, still incredible. Huge mark. Josh, the ref, mark for Jacob Fatu. More than any wrestler current, and that's been for a while. So this is for the U.S. Championship. Jacob Fatu, former holder. Solo beat him with shenanigans to take the belt. Months of storytelling. I would even go back years in terms of Solo developing into this character, which I love. The new blood MFT leader, however he describes himself. I love him. He's got a piece of comedic aspect to his character, but it's really dominated by his seriousness, and I love that. But this was a build up. Jacob turned on Solo after Solo just really continued to put either Jacob in a negative situation or try to take the shine away from Jacob. Now that Solo has new backup in Tala Tonga, Tangaloa, and JC Mateo from Lee Jeff Cobb, I expect tons of shenanigans. Steel cage match or not, tons of run-in shenanigans from the MFTs. I see Jacob Fatu taking back that belt. If he does not his trajectory will still continue to go very far up very quickly, in my opinion. But I see him taking back the belt because the main event for the Undisputed title, which is a SmackDown, primary SmackDown belt, um, I see Jacob holding on to or taking back the U.S. Championship, which will continue to add on to Solo's storyline of not always having, always needing somebody else, always relying on somebody else, and at some point it's going to fail him because Jacob Fatu, top to bottom, gimmick, I don't even call it gimmick, presentation. His entrance is the best in WWE. The pyro going with the beat, Jacob Fat, and the flames, marking out, absolutely terrific. They're presenting him like the main event wrestler personality that he should be presented as. Big spot from Fatu. What's that going to be? I'm assuming a big old shooting star, something from the top of the cage. But he's going to hit something big. Excited to see that. Most excited for me. I'm most excited for that match. Marking out. Can't help it. What do you want to do? Jake Fatu. All right. On to the main event for the women. Naomi versus Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley. You want to talk about layers of storytelling. You want to talk about long-term storytelling. This is where you're going to get it. The women are going to steal SummerSlam. No doubt in my mind. Looking at this, I thought it to begin with, but now I'm reading it again, and come on. This is going to be an incredible weekend for women's wrestling. I really think that you're going to get some just incredible stuff. Io Sky, so this is for the Women's World Championship, which Naomi has. How does she get that? She was the women's Money in the Bank briefcase holder. She cashed in on Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. They were having a burn of a match on Evolution, the Evolution Premium Live event, which was all female wrestlers. Phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Their match was just incredible for wrestling, just terrific, and at the perfect time. You can't be serious. Like right now with this match, Naomi cashes in the briefcase, takes the belt. So this is a rematch of sorts. Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, both getting an opportunity to a triple threat here. I don't. Anybody that wins, I will jump out of my seat for because it's going to be hard hitting. It's going to be fast. There's going to be high spots. There's going to be storytelling at its best because you have Io Sky, Naomi, Rhea Ripley. All three are so good at all layers, in my opinion, of what you're supposed to see in wrestling. They have the charisma. They have the movesets. They have the storytelling capabilities in the ring. Cannot wait for this match. It is a masterpiece waiting to happen. I have Naomi retaining, and I think she deserves to. Her development over the past year, once she's come back to WWE, she ate a lot of losses. But once she got that briefcase, this new unhinged, once she turned heel and attacked Jade Cargill, she's just taken off with the layers she's built in her character, and it's just been great to watch. Dangerous Naomi. She finds a way to win, and I see her stealing the win after a big back and forth of finishers between Io and Ripley. And that'd be perfect. It'd be the perfect way for Naomi to take it after work that is what's going to be incredible between all three of them. This is going to be incredible. For wrestling, in the wrestling aspect, that match I'm most excited for. As a mark and a fan and the chaos excitement, Solo and Jacob Fatu. But for the women, this match is anybody. And for wrestling, it's going to be incredible. Now we move on to the confirmed main event for Night 2, SummerSlam 2025. At this point, all my answers will have been correct, which means I will not be handing over my Armchair Bookers Championship to somebody outside of the promotion. It will continue to be mine. I solidify that with this prediction. Cody Rhodes versus John Cena for the undisputed WWE Championship in a street fight. Man, how did we get here? You want to talk about the story? We got tons of people. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. With so Cena defeated Rhodes at WrestleMania with the help of The Rock and Travis Scott. With Cena turning heel, selling his soul to The Rock. I really have to take all that out, unfortunately, if you're new to this and listening to it for The Rock involvement. He disappeared after this, really gone. And really just left Cena being heel with a lot of questions unanswered. I think this heel turn has been okay at best, and that is probably because I'm really begging for it to work. I'm really excited because the stories that have been being told with him, with John Cena retiring, this retirement tour, and I'm happy that he got the opportunity to turn heel. Something that he has been on record saying that he wanted to try. So Rhodes got here by beating Randy Orton, who he has a lot of history with, going back years and years ago when Rhodes was breaking into WWE. He was part of Legacy with Randy Orton and Ted DiBiase Jr. Lots of history. And when Rhodes beat Orton, Orton had some aggression banging him at it, left kind of angry. So there's some stuff there that has not been revisited, but does not need to have been revisited for Orton to possibly get involved. After he beats he and Jelly Roll, Orton Roll, Jelly Orton, RK Jelly. I try. After that's the big continued, like that's the big face moment, right, for Randy Orton. I see him costing Cody Rhodes the match. That's my hot take. Cena holds the belt. He has to, I think, probably last match drop it. I hope he drops it before then. But I don't see Cody taking it this evening. Night 2, that is. I think we will see a run-in. I'm not sure who for. Because could we see a double turn? Cody Rhodes to some comment said he's on his backside of his face run. But I also read Dirty Dirt that he said that there's plenty of face roads left to explore. Double turn? I don't know. Blood? I think so. If I was a betting man, I would bet on there being some blood. They both are at a level where they can make some of their own decisions, and Cody Rhodes has bled on WTV, which has been banned for a very, very long time. But I think it happens to add to the aggression that you're going to see from John Cena. Cody challenged him to come back as the John Cena of old, the run to the ring, the belt on the right way, the hat to the crowd. It was a great promo. Did we see it? I don't know. But it'll be a lot of fun. It's going to be a very fun match. It's going to, I really do think it's going to go all over the arena. I think we're going to see an old school street fight match. I wouldn't be surprised if they end out and somebody goes through a car. Not through, on top of a car or something along those lines. After this, where do we go? Where do we go with Cody Rhodes if he loses? John Cena has a million avenues if he wins or if he loses. So it really does come down to Cody Rhodes and what happens there. Not like he's going to get lost. Does he take time off? Maybe. I don't know. But this match has a lot to do with what's going to be happening next. Right? This is a big match for what's going to be happening over the next few months, again, with Cena on his retirement tour. If he holds on to the belt here, I'm curious as to when he's going to drop it. But I do expect him to hold it and really build that intrigue as to who he's going to end up dropping it to. Does he turn face? Maybe not night 2, but at some point during his, does he end it as a face? I'm curious. Is this the night? I don't know. I predict that he stays heel. You're welcome, as I've said repeatedly. Perfectly predicted SummerSlam Night 2. Huge impact. This is a big event. Huge impact for where we go with a lot of stories. I think a lot of end. I think a few build forward. But the youth movement is very evident in this SummerSlam weekend. Anybody complaining about it? come on, man. You gotta see it and be happy with the direction they're going, in my opinion. WWE Mark, Jacob Fat, too much. Don Kiernan, calling you out again. But more than anything, check out Ropes and Riffs. Absolutely amazing podcast. You can find interviews, original music, you name it. But for the Armchair Pokers podcast, of course, you gotta gotta subscribe, gotta share, you gotta interact. Tell me how right I am, was, and always will be. Thank you. I'll talk to you. Enjoy SummerSlam. Check out for more content. If you're listening to night 2 and you didn't listen to night 1, listen to night 1. Enjoy the weekend.